Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Wike TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. As always, we have a barrister Manta. He is a very senior legal practitioner. For those of you who this is your first time, barrister Manta is a very senior legal practitioner for over 40 years, and if you have been watching this show, obviously he's not a new face. So from the inception of this show, Barrister Manta and I have been actually have been the ones actually hosting this show. So Barrister, thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, let's go straight to, we have a lot to talk about today. I hope so, because I can understand you're not feeling too well. Let's see how much we can stretch, how far you can stretch it. Okay, let's start with River State. Now, there are so many angles to it. We have the Wike angle, we have the Fubara angle, we have the Tinubu angle. Now, I don't know, there are mixed stuff. Last week we talked about Fubara, and I actually expressed my opinion on that, and you did too. My opinion was, if Fubara actually goes with Tinubu deal, because when we had that he had a meeting in London with Tinubu. Is it in London or France? I think it should be in London with Tinubu.
In France.
France, okay. All right. So France, that if he eventually caves into their whatever the deal they are offering, that he will lose popularity in River State. And exactly, I think I'm seeing the signs that the Rivers people are not taking it, sort of. But at the same time, we heard that I don't know if you heard it, that Fubara visited Wike, sort of. So which to me indicated that obviously Tinubu offered him a deal, and that deal is part of making peace with going to humble himself before Wike or so, or whatever. And but again, Wike complained. I think they had settlement. I think Wike gave him his condition, whatever. And at the end of it, I think after meeting with Wike, Fubara went again and on this Edwin Clark's memorial, not memorial service, this funeral service. He made a statement again that got everyone confused. On the list, I have all the whatever details here, but I don't not to take our time, just trying to summarize. So, and the statement is, I'm trying to paraphrase him now, that his spirit is no longer. I think that is his word. His spirit is no longer at the Rivers government house, that he lost interest or something like that. That is trying to paraphrase right now. And he just got everyone confused. What do you think is going on in Rivers State?
Okay, thank you very much for that. I believe that the meeting between Fubara and Wike did not go well, at least for Fubara's side. I believe the conditions that were given by Wike were too onerous for him to fulfill. And when he came out of that meeting, I think somehow he became depressed, and he has virtually given up. If you listen to him when he was telling them at the Edwin Clark's funeral service, people who were clamoring for him to be recalled, he was responding to them. People who were clamoring that he should be recalled, he was, and the way he responded with anger, with fury, shows that he has literally given up.
Yes.
He was telling them that, why are you clamoring for me? Do you know whether I'm still interested? My spirit has left the place long ago. So he has virtually given up. And in that same statement, he said that it's not every fight that one has to fight. So you see, it seems that he has more or less given up, or discovered that he cannot fight Wike and Tinubu at the same time and win. Because here is somebody who has even offered to come into the APC. He had offered to go into the APC and help Tinubu's destiny, but it would appear that Tinubu would trust Wike more than him.
Obviously.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So Tinubu has sent him to go back and reconcile with Wike. And the meeting, although they did not set out the details, but apparently from his appearance and from all the comments that we heard, the meeting did not go well. What Wike was telling him was that it's not only him that he will reconcile with. He has to go back to Rivers and apologize all around the clock. Everybody, the party members, the House of Assembly, boys who have been abusing.
So they're just trying to humiliate him. That's the point.
Exactly. So you can see the kind of conditions that Wike gave him. That go back and it was as if he should first go back and pacify all those people before he will come back to him, Wike, and Wike will now put the final conditions. So you know that was an impossible task. Not just the House of Assembly, party people. It's a whole range of people. You are talking about over 100 and something people that he should go around, and it doesn't make sense. So he felt that the matter was beyond him, and he's like, I cannot fight this thing anymore.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel so disappointed in him. He just proved right. Anyway, he looks it and behaving from the beginning. I noticed it from the beginning when the whole fight was. But sometimes along the line, he did some things that I thought made him actually look brave. But in the beginning, I actually saw him as a very, very weak man. And now this is his true color. I actually hate people who fight and run away. Okay, yeah, there are fights you don't run away from. There are some fights you don't go, just like he said. But this fight is a fight you're supposed to fight to the end. I rather you fight and die a brave man than to fight to just not fight and die a coward. That is just the reality, sort of. So that man is a disappointment to the people of Rivers. It's a disappointment to to every Nigerian, all Nigerians that actually have been that have been on his side. I don't know why you have the population, but the entire Nigerian population, majority of Nigerians are on your side. And basically, and more importantly, your people, the people you are governing, who elected you anyway, he wasn't elected, it was rigged anyway. But at least they are supporting you now, whether it was rigged or not, but you have overwhelming support. That should be the energy, that should be the oxygen that is working in you to actually energize and give you the courage and encouragement to even fight the powers that be, fight the Tinubus. Yes, there are fights you just know you cannot win, but it is better. Again, but Ambo Bade did it in Lagos. Yes, he lost, but at least it's the same Ambo Bade's name is still coming, featuring again, because people saw him as a hero. He was able to stand up to Tinubu. That is what I expect. Even though you see that this fight, there are some fights you know you cannot win, but you don't just chicken out. You don't just weaken yourself out. A sort of you fight to the end. It's rather they kill you fighting. You die fighting than to just die being handicapped. A sort of, it is so disappointing. I think that is what I read in news. I felt so disappointed when I heard him say his spirit has left the government house. I said, this guy is just not it. It's a disappointment to everybody that has stuck his or her neck for him. Honestly, it's so sad. Honestly, for him to have even gone to Wike, for him to have even visited Tinubu, for God's sake, after they dethroned you illegally, unconstitutionally, why did you seek for peace? You would have gone. You would have fought on, for God's sake. Fought on, even if they don't bring you back, whatever. Even if they don't reinstate you, at least carve your name, engrave your name on the stone of history. That is what I expected of him, for God's sake. And at least build a political future. But right now, he has obviously with this. If he pulls through with this weakness, his political career is dead. I know probably he doesn't care. Probably his family and people around him, his wife, is mounting pressure. This is not worth it or whatever. Yeah, there are some. Then if it's not, why did you start in the first place? I always tell people something. Don't start what you cannot finish. If you knew quite all right that you cannot really face this, you don't have the strength, the fortitude, the energy, the temerity to fight Wike, then why didn't you go ahead to be his stooge and just share the loot with the state, with him, the state government loot, treasury with him? Why did you stand up against him? Don't start what you cannot finish. If you start something, try to finish it. He started a fight, a very good fight indeed, a fight for the people, a fight not for himself but for the people, and the people are all behind him. Up to this moment, we are speaking. But look at, it's just a bunch of disappointment. Honestly, I feel so disappointed in that man. Honestly, it's just so sad that we have somebody. I don't even know. This is unbelievable. I just don't. I don't understand why people would just chicken out of a good fight, because there are bad fights, there are good fights. This is an example of a good fight. You are on the right side. You are on the right side of history. Fight on. Whatever is the end result, this history will vindicate you. History will judge you right. And that is the point.
I agree with you all the way. If he didn't have the liver to start the fight, why start it in the first place?
That's the point.
If he didn't appreciate the fight he was going to enter into, why did he? He could have just remained Wike's stooge and continued to live in peace with the man. But having started the fight and got the country behind you, the people of River State behind you, got the whole country behind you, why do you leave them in the middle of the stream? Disappointed in you in this manner. He's by every definition a disappointment.
Honestly, he is.
And that will cost him politically,
of course,
and integrity-wise more than anything that he could ever do. Not minding, already his name is a governor. So what can be taken away from him again is the same governorship, which he could afford. Even if he didn't come back, he is already a governor. He will go away with integrity, with respect of the people of River State and Nigeria at large. That yes, he stood for something. He stood for integrity. He stood for the people, as against the looters, as against the people who manipulate things. He would have gone to his grave with that reputation, with that integrity.
Yeah, of course.
This one that he is doing now is neither here or there. I don't even know what he wants anymore.
Honestly, nobody knows what he wants.
How can you say your spirit is no more there? Now, if they want to return him, if they emergency, it is 6 months.
Yes.
I can be renewed for another 6 months. But at the point, he has to be returned. So if the Tinubu now takes a decision that he wants to end the emergency, in all honesty, why should he be returned? When your spirit is
he has lost the interest. Yes, that's it.
Why should they return him? You contest to do something to work for the people of River State. Now you are saying you are no longer interested. Your spirit is not there. Why should you be returned to that seat?
Honestly,
it doesn't make sense. So he is already anticipating something in the future.
Yes.
Which we do not know. Or maybe it's part of what they have discussed, that they will call off the emergency and he should resign or be impeached, something like that. So he is already laying the foundation for that. Maybe that is part of it. But whatever it is, he has disappointed the people of River State. He has disappointed Nigerians who believed that he was fighting a worthy cause.
Honestly, I feel so enraged when evil people win battles. Honestly, I always feel enraged. I feel seriously enraged when evil people win battles. And unfortunately, why they win battles is because the supposed strong, or those that are supposed to be strong, They chicken out. That's the point. That's why the evil people keep winning battles.